Good. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So guys, in today, this is the official actual kickoff of the program. This Tuesday was just the announcement. This is like, hey guys, this is what the program is. This is what we're gonna do. Now we're actually gonna get into the swing of things, into what we're gonna be doing in these daily sessions. Now, I'm going to start always with a couple of housekeeping items for those of you if it's your first time in the training, and just to reiterate a couple of processes, how to get support, where the material is, what we're doing following along in this coaching program. I'm going to start with that stuff. And then, of course, we have our open mic forms. I only have one submission for today. So, Randy, you're gonna be center stage here in a few minutes. And I'll explain that for you guys all as well, which is there's an open mic form so that you can come have a full discussion on here. And in fact, today, guys, because we're still sort of preliminarily launching these things, I know not everyone has all the things in front of them yet. I believe we'll have some time. If there's some other questions left open, we'll just have a open floor discussion where anyone that's left. But Randy, you're gonna be prioritized here. Ruben, anything to add before I do some of the general webinar stuff?
Yeah, no, just really excited to be here. We'd love to get feedback from people. We're going to be really activating a lot of aspects of our coaching, and a lot of this, frankly, is giving us ideas on how we could do a better job to train, to educate, to learn, and to create content. So if there's any topics that you guys want us to focus on for future sessions, for YouTube videos, for support videos, articles, we're always game to hear that information because that's just what fuels us. It gets us excited. We encourage you guys to check out our YouTube channels, youtube.com/Dubb support. And then, of course, Rev Show, that's our YouTube channel. Always looking for topics for Rev Show. So if you guys, we have, I think, a little over 5,000 subscribers to that YouTube channel, and we're always looking to grow it. So we'll share those links in just a moment. But feedback is always appreciated. Thank you guys. And really, at the end of the day, it's about your guys' results. That's what we're most focused on. That's what we're most interested in. But we know that there's a lot of things that we can do to assist that when it comes to content and technology and support and everything else. So just glad we can be here and serve you guys.
Absolutely. We're super excited, guys. This is how we're going to be able to connect to more of you at a time. And now these rooms aren't too full yet, but they are going to be getting pretty full soon because we only just started trickling out our invitations and stuff for these webinars. So, anyways, here we go, guys. A couple of really important things as part of this program. I want you guys to have, like, where do I go next? What do I do? How do I get support? Where is this stuff existing? So I'm going to start there for a couple of things. I think it was Randy, you had some questions about this as well. So we'll bring your spot, but this is going to be important for everybody. So here is the couple of things I want to show you. I'm actually going to start down here in the community, guys. This is something I want us to be able to participate in because everyone can do this, and it's a forum, right? It is a community. So right in here in Dubb Coaching, you guys can come post different topics and stuff. I will be posting in here and checking on these things regularly. So Ruben was asking for feedback, for ideas on content. Like, what do you guys want support with? Come post it here, right? Maybe there's other people that say, I second this, or I agree, we need this. I want you guys to just have this board available to you. It's public, it's a group, it's a community. We'd love for you to ask your questions. Like our friend Emmett here said, hey, I'd like to get the tracker. We got that over to him. So I want you guys to be aware. This is where a lot of the Pro Plus, a lot of the coaching stuff is going to be posted here. We're going to put our past episodes here, as well as the YouTube show, all the different resources that I'm going to cover, guys. Open mic. Randy, you're going to be here in a moment. This is just a simple form, guys, to get you into Dubb. I'm going to check our open mic forms, see who submitted first in what order on a weekly basis. We're going to prepare for these before the call, and then we're going to call you up on stage and make sure that you get taken care of. It is going to be recorded, so your answers are going to be here in the video. We prefer if you're able to attend this live because there's maybe some back and forth that we'll need to have. Like with Randy, he's like, hey, where do I get started? What's first? So this is definitely going to be some a little bit back and forth. But do fill out this open mic form if you'd like to have a guaranteed spot on stage. What it does, it allows us to fully prepare for your guys' answers. We want to come prepared with the best stuff that we can for you. And this allows us to do that while, being sensitive to time. So open mic, guys, be aware of that. If you'd like a spot on the thing with the specific discussion part of the recording, make sure you're there. Zoom registration. You guys are all here now, so you don't need to know about that one. Just make sure you're registered for that. And then, of course, the showcase. This is where actually all of the curriculum is going to be, guys. right now there's this is not everything is put here yet. We have so much more coming to this list. And what I'm going to try to do is just make sure it gets back into an order because it's already kind of getting out of order here. We have some team members helping us put the thumbnails and videos on this playlist, but it's getting out of order. So I'm going to go ahead and come back into this and put it back into complete order that we needed in, because this is basically what you guys are going to do. It's still somewhat in some order here. Some of these things, like the coaching, the tracker explained. I have a tracker here that we're going to be using for some accountability and things. This is also, if you guys would like a copy of this tracker, this is in the coaching explained. I mentioned that there's a tracker. If you'd like access to the tracker, just let us know. That's what Emmett did here. The tracker is where we're going to keep track of your progress, right? Maybe you're posting to social, running automations, things like that. So that is going to be part of this as well. It's not linked here because we can't give you a direct link to it. It's a unique link for each individual. So that's when Emmett said, here, I'd like the tracker. We created a copy, a specific one for Emmett, where his unique business metrics and stuff are going to be tracked. And when he wants to book an open mic, we can come review what he's placed in his tracker or within his Dubb account. So this is how you guys are going to participate in the training. You're going to consume the curriculum. You're going to book your open mics based on what you need support with. That's the best way to be involved in the program. I mean, most directly. Now, of course, everyone else here, I have a lot of people that are going to come to sort of fly on the walls and like they're going to learn stuff. If we don't have a ton of full seats and not a ton of questions, I'm going to be doing some deep diving into the curriculum in these trainings as well. So no matter what, we're going to get a lot of value out of these sessions, even if the open mics weren't filled out for the day.
Thank you for being the best
so,
part about.
Anyways, those are all the resources, guys. Everyone in this program is going to have a message right at the top of their dashboard. Now I've closed mine so you don't see it here, but you'll have the same message, essentially the same links that are in the training right here in the coaching. You'll have those also available right here in the dashboard. So that is the basic housekeeping sort of items here. You guys are, if you've been with Dubb for any amount of time already, you'll know general support is like right here, right? If you want instant AI answers, those are available. Talking to our team is available within a few minutes, typically, if the AI can't answer the question. So this is some instant support. You can search for anything that you need here as well. So if it's not on this showcase, right, a specific lesson, you just want to like, how do I trim a video, right? That's not here. That's a different type of training. You would just come in here and type in trim. You're going to find all the support that you need there. So answers, instant chat. You guys also, I want you to have access to my email directly, Darius@dubb.com. I'll put that in the chat in case anyone does not have it directly. Save that as a contact. I want you to reach out to me, to Ruben, to both of us, whatever, right? If you guys need support, we don't want you to feel like, where do I go? You will always have my email and I will always answer that. So even if you're confused, we all know how to send emails. So please take my contact down there. We can always point you to the right resources and things when you need support. Okay, so with that said, I am going to now bring up our friend Randy, and we're going to talk about what his question is, his submissions, and then we're going to go through the rest. We do have a few submissions here that we're going to go over today as well. So let me just pull that up 1 second. All right. Good. Randy, you are first. Let's bring you up. Randy, I'm going to make you a panelist, okay? Just in case you need to share your screen or something. There we go. Randy, welcome, friend. How's it going?
Good. How about you?
Good. So I was taking a look at your submission. You're like, where do I go? Where do I get started? Right?
Yeah, a lot of it's just, I know that a lot of things are switching over. Like on the one, there was a video that you had on that panel of thumbnails about Pro Plus form.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know where it would have been nice to possibly have a button there that would take you to that, or how do we get that filled out? Because the video showed a specific form that I haven't been able to find.
Okay, and then which just to make sure I understand, you're talking about the onboarding form, like the setup form, or
I
the
guess.
tracker? Yeah.
Oh no, it would have been probably the setup form.
Right. I do think that we're only sharing the setup form specifically with people that are brand new to Pro Plus, because
Okay.
it's the setup form is more basic. It's like your logo, your call to action button, your website. So
Okay.
all those things are already equipped in your account, right? Your logo, I check personally, so I know your calendar is already there, your logo's there, like your basic account setup is already done. So
Okay.
that particular form is really just for brand new people looking to set up their account for the first time. I'd say
Okay.
you're a little bit more advanced outside of that basic setup form.
Yeah. And then I guess the other thing is on those videos, are they being adapted to the Sapphire and the other ones taken out, or will there be confusion on some of the videos that's past information? Do you know what I'm saying?
One more time.
Well, when you do the videos and you go in
Mm-hmm.
there, the training videos, are
Yeah.
most of them, any of them that were set up on a past type of deal with like Sapphire's new
Yeah,
and
well,
the
okay, really quick. I'll sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, it's just what Sapphire is just basically once a year, every 6 months or something, we build a whole bunch of new features and we just do a new announcement, a new update, kind of like what Apple or something or Android, right? They every 6 months to a year they have a new cupcake or dessert, right? They have some new operating system, and that's
right.
essentially what we're doing here. So there's not any major like differences. It's just a few features released, and then of course some new trainings and stuff like that. So all the same plans still exist. The plans themselves, like the Pro Plus and those haven't changed. We've just added more features to the existing plans.
Okay. And the videos are pretty much up to date as far as if there's changes that are made, you guys put those at the
Correct,
top.
correct. So all the support articles, like we've made some changes to calls to action, right? We have new calls to action types. Those will have been updated. Automations, in fact, we have some brand new automations, and that's what I've been working hard on the last couple of weeks is making those trainings really robust and all inclusive. Those are going to be on the showcase very very soon, guys, for the all the updated automations. So to answer your question again, yes, we will be updating everything in the articles, the article database, the videos there, most of which should be updated already. And then as we're releasing brand new stuff, like for example, the sales assistant, the AI sales assistant, we just released that thing with its updates, and we have more updates coming. So
Mhm.
those type of articles are sort of in flux, right? Like we're coming out with new stuff every week. It's going to be changing rapidly. So
Okay.
cool.
Sounds good.
All right. So then for your next immediate steps, and for
Uh,
this is for everybody, guys, if you're like, hey, how do I get the most out of this coaching program? What would my next steps be? I'm gonna say take a look at the showcase here. There's some really important things. Like I mentioned in previously, Ruben and I have actually gone through our own coaching, right? We've gone through our own business coaching and paid a pretty penny for that. And what we've done is we've distilled a lot of the lessons that we've learned over those different coachings into here. And a big part of it comes down back to the basics, guys. I remember when we first looked at this, I was like, yeah, well, we know what our ICP is. If you don't even know what an ICP is, I definitely recommend taking a look here and these two videos, because even when you really drill down on some of these lessons, you're going to see it changes many aspects of your business. And in fact, it's going to lead to dramatic improvements in your conversion rates, in your clarity, in your vision of where you're going. So definitely check out some of these early trainings. As I mentioned, I'll sort of reorder these in the order that I think you guys should be watching them specifically. But this one right here, your ICP and your value proposition, those are some immediate things I recommend starting with, because frankly, it can turn a lot of what you're thinking on its head. You might be thinking one thing now, like, oh, this is who I want to work with, and when you really drill down to it, you look at your data and you talk to people, you might come up with something completely different. So for everybody, guys, I recommend starting with those material, the ICP and your value proposition, and making sure you have those really locked in, because once you have that, every other aspect of your business is going to become much easier. The clarity in what you're doing, who you're going after, what types of videos or messaging or content you're creating, it all becomes crystal clear once you've mastered those couple of things, your value propositions and your ICPs.
And I think
So,
one of the, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, and some people mentioned I made a mistake. I was looking at the submission. I only saw Randy's first, but we do have several others. So my mistake, and I will be calling you guys up to stage next. So go ahead, Ruben.
I was going to say, Randy, one of the things that we went through indeed, and we're still continuing to go through this, is this idea of how to develop our ICP. And I think what's really amazing about understanding what your ideal client profile is, it's this idea of saying, do I want to boil the ocean, which is to try to sell to everyone, which really means to sell to no one, or do we want to go focus on a specific niche audience? Because after all, the riches are in the niches. That's an old saying, right? So one of the things that we sort of went through in this process is we said, okay, so we need to find people that are focused on sales. Well, there's 5 to 15 million people in America alone that are in the sales industry. So we can't just focus on every single person in sales because it's probably not going to work out. Retail sales is not appropriate for us. There's certain different types of sales that just don't work for us. So then we hone in on, okay, who are people that are focused online and making relationships online, who sit in front of a computer, who use their phone for sales. And now all of a sudden we've drilled it down a little bit more. And then we drill it down one step further, which is who are people who are willing to invest into themselves and make a financial investment into their technology. And now it's a little bit less. And then the next thing is, people that have deal sizes of 4, 5, 6, 7-digit deals. Because if you're going to spend time using human communication with video, it doesn't make sense to do that if you're selling for something for $100 or $10. You have to be selling something for the thousands, 10,000s, hundreds, or millions. So now all of a sudden we've drilled down a little bit more. And as we continued to drill down more and more and more, we realized we can even be industry specific. We can be, geographically specific. We can be device specific. And then all of a sudden we go from 5 to 15 million people in our target audience to, let's just say, 100,000. And now all of a sudden we say, let's go and get 10, 20, 30, 50% of our key target audience, which is a huge win. I mean, that puts us in an extraordinary situation. So I went through that process. Darius went through that process, and I encourage you guys to go through the same thing. And once you do, the greatest thing about this is which is what our training videos mention, is now you can communicate to those people in language that makes sense to that subset of an audience, because you're speaking to exactly that right person. So we've gone through this process, and frankly, we're still going through it. So I just say, let's all go through this together because it's a lot of fun and it works. Way better conversion rates.
Absolutely. All right. My next order, I have Jerome, Stacy, Raul. That's going to be my next order. So prepare yourselves, guys. Jerome, you're up first, my friend. I got your submission. You'd like, hey, I'd like some help and advice setting up my landing page to help sell a few products that I have distribution rights for. Correct?
Correct.
Anything to add?
Yeah, so with the distribution rights, so with the product is based on the veterinarian space, so cats and dogs and so forth. And you know how everybody's passionate about the animals.
Oh yeah, Americans especially love their animals.
Exactly. And our product is FDA registered. It works on a cellular level. It has different types of light technology to help heal with different type of arthritis.
Is this the magnetic thing?
Not really magnetic, but more the light.
Okay. Because I've seen some really cool stuff come out of nowhere with like some magnet therapy stuff. Anyway, so okay,
exactly.
Cool.
So with our integration with Go High Level, and you guys want to integrate, we'll be able to, reach out to our audience. I like the idea of the ICP. You guys had my head turning a little bit.
Right.
Offer them, hey, if your animal is going through this, we have an option for you, and so forth, and kind of just give them that emotional connection to say, hey, this product can really help you. So creating the landing pages and then offering, the right video to hit that emotional connection with them, for them to click and then say, okay, let me read the articles. Yes, it's FDA approved. It's not that red light stuff you can just buy from Amazon, but something truly that will work, and then, having call to action. So I wanted to kind of get, what's the best.
No, I love that. Perfect question. One additional question I have though: are we looking at using the Go High Level pages, or are you looking at utilizing the Dubb video pages?
The Dubb pages. Okay. The Dubb pages. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, the Go High Level is just going to be for sending out
just the marketing automation. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. But everything will come back to Dubb, and then from there they do a call to action to purchase. And what I liked about using the AI, because I could dump all that information.
Oh yeah. No, it's exactly equipped for that.
Dig into it, because people are going to ask questions because they're pets. They're going to can I do this? Can I do that?
Right. Really, I have a pet donkey. Does it work for donkeys? Yeah.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of that. And I think with that, it could really, drive traffic and so forth. So I wanted to kind of talk to you guys and get some.
Perfect. Okay, you ready? I'm going to share really quick. Now, one thing, I'm going to start here with the curriculum, because there's a couple things that lead into this. And I'm going to give you a deeper answer here too in person, but one, we talked about the ICP, and while you were speaking, I was thinking, I was like, is it like, what if the veterinarians or the vet techs or the people that work, is that maybe a bigger deal size versus individual pet owners? So that, whereas maybe you think about your ICP, and of course, guys, you'll watch the training. There's maybe more than one, right? It doesn't always.
I think that there's more than one for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
More than one, definitely for sure. Yeah.
And then within that, you're going to have your perfect value propositions, which are going to customize the language of your videos, what they actually say. And now, if you have more than one ICP, you definitely have more than one value prop. Correct. And then last, there is this particular training where I'm talking about crafting the best landing pages and sort of what that pertains, what it consists of. So check those couple trainings out after this. Awesome. But I'm also going to give you my in-person answer here of what I would recommend. A few really key things here when we're talking about a landing page. I'm just going to pull up one of our generic ones here. One thing we were mentioning is the AI. I think that's going to be extremely helpful for a page like what you're describing now. And you, exactly as you described, we can train these AIs on the individual products that we're looking to, we have distribution rights for. Correct. Are you familiar with the training of the AIs? Have you seen any of that document yet?
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of it going through some of the the 1 p.m. class.
Okay. So yeah, you're going to take a document or web page and get those trained up. I imagine you'll have some good resources from the distributors for that. So good.
Right to the FDA website and everything else. So we can have the AI go to the FDA website and read the information, so people could go, wait, this is really different than the regular red light stuff I could buy.
Another thing, though, I want you to. This is also in the training, is with these FAQs. These are an opportunity. They're not just meant for what are FAQs, like, hey, what do people commonly ask? What I actually mean, what I recommend putting here for a lot of the times is your objection handlers, right? If you understand your ICP, you're already going to know what a lot of their objections or hesitations or roadblocks are. And so if you can help overcome those objections with these FAQs, that's what's going to get you the engagement. They're going to see you already know your ICP, so you understand what their best, objections are. And you might be thinking objection A. And they're like, hey, how'd you know? And they click that, and you give them the perfect objection handler. And then now they're engaged with the AI and they're thinking that you understand them better. So definitely take advantage of that piece. Now, right over to the left, the thumbnail. This is an example of a very generic, not great thumbnail for something that would be ran through automation, right? If we're using something through automation, like a Go High Level or whatever, I'm going to recommend that you try to personalize the thumbnail in whatever way possible. Like, for example, if you know that they were, and I'm not saying that you do, but if you did know that they were an owner of a certain type of pet, having that type of pet here in the thumbnail, or the fact that they're pet owners, just having something related to being a pet owner in the thumbnail is going to be much more interesting than just
thinking of doing. Correct. Exactly.
Yes. Yep. So optimizing the thumbnail, and guys, when we're talking about thumbnails optimized at a scale, we have to really put our thinking caps on and think like, is this the most interesting thing? Like our face that they don't know waving? More than likely it's not, right? What is something though that is of interest to this subset, to this ICP we've identified? Because we've identified this group, we can likely easily think of some things that are going to be hyper relevant for them, interesting for them. Because we got to remember, half of the battle here is not that this is the best deal price thing that they've ever seen. It's that, wow, this looks super interesting. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to look at this. That's really half of the battle that we're trying to accomplish. And so relevancy is a huge part of that. Okay. So we've talked about the thumbnail. We've talked about the AI. Now down here, buttons. Buttons are a similar, just like the FAQs. Those are opportunities to overcome objections. What's a really common objection? Like, I've never heard of this. This doesn't seem real. Success stories, testimonials, case studies, right? That's always recommended on landing pages whenever we're trying to convince someone of doing something, is the social proof. So are there reviews on whatever websites, or is there video testimonials? Now, if you can capture some video testimonials of this, or if
I have a few of those. Yeah.
Perfect. Let's put those in the playlist. And in fact, I would always qualify testimonials here. It's quality over quantity. You could have 5 okay ones here. That's not going to, you have one really good one. That's going to be better. And in fact, if you can, like you'll see here, we put some really good ones back to back. Couple different industries, couple strong messages. So that's what I would recommend doing. Instead of multiple of the same, you'd put all your best clips into one kind of super cut like that, where all of your best clients can envision themselves having the same message.
Right.
So that one there. Now, buttons would also be something similar. Guys, with buttons, there's 2 purposes of these. One is, yes, to get them to take direct action immediately. That's your lowest hanging fruit, the people that are ready to book a time or make a purchase. But for everybody else, they're going to maybe be on the fence or not ready to purchase yet. And that's why these other buttons are going to help qualify them. So if I send this video through Go High Level or Dubb or any automation or anywhere, I can track who's clicked this button. And that's going to tell me that they raised a hand. They are much more interested and engaged than the person that didn't ever click play or didn't ever click a button. They're far more engaged, right? They said yes to the subject, yes to the body, yes to the video, click play, and eventually said yes to this button as well. They just weren't quite ready to purchase or book or whatever that final action is. Right. So I always recommend having another asset there. Maybe it's learn more, get our guide, our process, our freebie, our lead magnet, something like that, because that's going to help you qualify who the nobody, no chance to the middle of the barrel, right? You have your low hanging fruit, they're going to self checkout or whatever. And then you'll have some opportunity for intelligent follow up and marketing based off their engagement there.
Makes sense.
And for you, because you're using high level, you may consider using a high level asset like a form or something. You use the high level freebie to like get the free thing. I don't know what that is in this world necessarily, but maybe it's a guide or something, right? How to your best pet care guide. And that way they get this asset and you get a trigger. And then now you've got a further engaged prospect that maybe wasn't ready to buy now, but down the road.
Yeah, exactly.
So generally, this is what I'm going to recommend for optimizing your landing pages: the thumbnail, the AI, the playlists, and those couple buttons that we just discussed to overcome objections, to track intelligently, and to capture your lowest hanging fruit.
Awesome.
Cool.
I wanted to take a moment here to give full transparency on what my AI assistant looks like. Can you guys see my screen right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is what Ruben's AI assistant looks like. I spent months building this, and I sort of figured out what are the best FAQs, assets, resource links that I can place on my Dubb SIA AI assistant so that on the landing page itself, it's very intelligent when people go chat with it. Here's my AI assistant on the right, and it has some of these FAQs here, but I'd love to kind of peel back and show you guys what it looks like for my assistant. I encourage you guys to go through the process of customizing yours for your world. In my case, obviously the website, our support center, we have hundreds, if not thousands of articles. If people are going to ask us technical questions, why not have the AI assistant learn this? Because this AI assistant is going to go through every single one of these links, every single one of these resources, and learn everything about it, learn it, remember it, retain it, and then answer it instantly when people go and ask these questions. So why not have this do the work for me? I mean, we all want to make money when we sleep, right? That's our goal, right?
Right.
So the other thing is social proof, our review sites, Google, Yelp, any industry specific review sites, any testimonials that people have left in there, there's going to be some very valuable information. I encourage you guys to go and add your review sites. In our case, our blog, our pricing, because people ask how much it costs, our case studies, again, social proof, testimonials, our features. People love technology. They love features. They want to learn about it. Some of our tech, our iPhone app, our app, so on and so forth. I even included my entire sitemap to our whole support section here so that every single article is always captured, even if it's updated and a new article. And then, of course, we wrote some of these FAQs. If you don't know FAQs, click on this link within your Dubb dashboard. Click on this link, and it'll automatically go and create FAQs right here in Dubb Ira. This is your AI writing assistant. So in just a couple of seconds here, I'm going to have some FAQs. You will have that specific for your business. They're not perfect, but it's a starting point. So at least you can get kind of your feet wet, and then you can go customize them. What is it? How much does it cost? You offer training, so on and so forth. And then training documents. Hopefully you guys know this. If you have PDFs of sales documents or anything that you're okay with an assistant, a new hire reading and then sharing to your prospects and to your contacts, you definitely want to add that asset over here or multiple assets. A welcome message. In this case, I like to capture leads. So configure your lead capture and then your ultimate direct response link. In our case, of course, it's to register for the website. For you, it might be to fill out a form, book a time in your calendar, subscribe to your YouTube channel, go to a checkout page. That's completely up to you. We should all know what our best direct response link is, and that's exactly what you're going to put there. So just wanted to share that with you. This will be in the recording. We will share this on the YouTube account. So if you guys would like to reference this or any of the other training documents, feel free to do so. But Sia is here to help you, so I encourage that you use this tech.
Nice. Okay. And then one other thing earlier, Randy, what you mentioned about the setup form, guys, if you need any support adding anything to your Dubb account, like you're like, how do I add this form, this button, this thing, whatever it is, I don't want you guys to say like, I'm struggling to figure this out on my own. I want you to reach out to one of us, either my email personally, that little chat bubble. I'm supporting there all throughout the day. Our team is there supporting. The AI is pretty good too. Answers like 75% of tickets instantly. So you guys are in a special part of the program where if you need support with anything, I don't want you to like, God, I have to figure this out for myself, watch an hour tutorial. No, we will get you the fast track. We'll even do a lot of this stuff for you. That onboarding form that we were talking about earlier, I mentioned it's for brand new people. Like if you have nothing set up in your account, you're brand new to the program, then that's a perfect form to submit because we're going to go pop everything in. There's some required fields like your logo is required and things like that. But if you've already set all that up, it's kind of redundant. But if you have already done the basic setup and you still need something else set up, just reach out. Like literally, guys, let us know. I want to support you. We have the team and the infrastructure and the desire to do so. It's a two-way street, right? Just let us know. Okie dokie. So there's Jerome, Stacy with us. Let's see here. Stacy, I'm going to bring you up, promote you to a panelist. There we go. All right. And then you can unmute yourself, I think, I hope. There we go.
Hey, Air.
Hello. How's it going?
It's going great. Okay,
Good.
So I wrote out my question very thoroughly, so maybe we should read that question.
Yeah.
And then, because I know kind of what it is, but yes,
Right.
if you could read that out.
Yeah, I think you put it also in the chat here, right? Was it copy and pasted or was it?
I put it in the Q&A because you said I only have one question.
Yeah,
like,
no, you're right. And then I skipped
form.
it. So, okay, here we go. So Stacy runs a mastermind and she occasionally needs to send one-off videos to the mastermind group with an action request, like feedback or rescheduling a training. What's the best step-by-step process for this? Adding context, creating a group. Okay, this is perfect. Dubb is built just for this. You said, can I create surveys directly in Dubb? Absolutely. And no, you would not need an external form like Google Forms. The reason we use Google Forms is something else. Where you'll see that the open mic form is actually a Dubb form, and we can create something just like that for you. The intake form was a Google form because like we don't have an option to take in a logo right now. So as long as your form doesn't ask for like an upload of a document, then we're totally good.
I want to like have multiple choice, like give them, okay, Wednesday at 1 Eastern or whatever, and give a feedback. But I don't want to just send out an impersonal email because I'm rescheduling because something conflicted with me. So I want to say, hey guys, this is why, like explain.
Yeah.
Go give me your feedback. And so I do not have things set up the way I want to in Dubb. I don't have all the contacts in there yet. I need to get them in there. I don't have the tags, but then I don't yet understand how to get them from using the tags to actually sending the message to all of that.
I got you. In this recording too, I think we're coming up toward the end of this. Actually, I don't know, maybe halfway. We'll see what you do with the rest of the session, but it will be in here. You'll kind of have to fast forward to find your specific
That's fine.
stigma. Okay. Good. Well, perfect. I love this question. It's a multi-part question and some of my favorite because we get to show off all the cool stuff here. So part one is before we can set up the page and stuff, we need to create the forms on Dubb, the feedback form, the multiple choice or whatever we're looking to accomplish. So we're going to start here in the team, in the CRM under custom properties. Add a property. What a property is first, it's a field in the CRM, right? Like address or birthday or whatever. But what it can also be is a customized question on a Dubb form. So provide your feedback would be maybe the name of this question, right? Now, this is actually going to be the question that appears on the form. And what you can do now is you can say, what do you want it to be? You mentioned multiple choice. So we can say check boxes, and then we can say option 1, and then we can add another one, option 2. And then so they can check the boxes that they want to. So that's essentially a multiple choice form there where you'd add multiple check boxes and label those different, whatever you want the check boxes to say. That's what the labels would be here. So that would be one form of a multiple choice. You could also have them put in multiple lines of text, right? Like they can enter a paragraph of text that they can just type in. Single line is a short text. A switch is kind of like an on or off. The consent, this one's specific if you guys need to capture consent, like for SMS marketing or opt-in marketing or whatever, that's specifically for this. You can Just put the consent form, and it's going to be a checkbox as part of your form to capture consent. Drop downs, right? That's another multiple choice. And then date. This one's going to be specific for like birthdays, anniversaries, things like that. So date-based feedback as well. This is part number one, is you're going to create the couple properties that you want to go on your form. Like,
So
give us your
one,
feedback, or here's your multiple choice. Go ahead.
the properties then go in the form. So these are like lines within the form, so I can put multiple questions within the form.
Absolutely. I'm going to show
Great.
that piece too. Don't worry. I'm not going to leave you
Just
hanging.
trying to connect it in my brain,
Yeah.
because at first I thought you were saying like that's all you could put on.
No.
there.
I'm
Like
going to give you the full picture here. So
Great.
that's piece number one. Create the actual questions that you want to go on your form. Step number two, create the actual form. So you can see there's the open mic form. That one is super easy. It's just like, hey, let us know. In this case, you'd say coaching feedback or whatever you want it to be. The questions. So first, there's the button that's going to be connected to the form. You could say submit, go, I'm in, opt in, whatever, right? That's a button connected to the form. The field. So these are going to be the actual questions on the field, on the form, I should say. So first name, last name, and then all your custom stuff is, this is the custom question we created for the open mic, right? What is the thing you want to, boom. So now that is the form, and we can make these required if we need them to be like, that means the person needs to answer this in order to submit the form. That's what the required field will do. Guys, just as a best practice or rule of thumb, the more fields that you require, the less the conversions are going to be on a form typically. So you don't want just a ton of fields there that you don't necessarily need. You want to sort of minimal, streamlined forms. What's the bare minimum of the information you need from them, just as a best practice? So this is part number two. Add the appropriate fields with a check. Make sure you want them required or not. And then down here, you'll have some actions that what do you actually want to happen when they submit the form? Do you want to just do something simple like thanks, we'll be in touch? Or do you actually want to send them to a specific website or video or landing page or whatever after they've submitted that form? That's what those two different options are there. Lastly, there's a tag here. So when somebody submits a form, they can be tagged inside of Dubb automatically. This can be used to trigger workflows, to add to deal boards, like a lot of stuff we can do with tags. Check out the training. It's all in there. If you're unfamiliar with the tag piece, and don't worry, I'm going to give you what to do with the tags and stuff after this. But this is where you would get a tag added to them, which is coaching feedback form, right? They submitted coaching feedback form, so they get that tag. Last, send a notification. So whenever anybody submits this form, you get notified. And of course, you can modify the colors and stuff here. So step one, create the custom questions. Step two, create your form. Now, step three, you're going to create a button. This is a call to action button.
Can I ask follow up though on that last step, or do you want to wait till the end?
No, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so go back to where you were. Two things. When the thank you, can I have a thank you video that it sends to, that is a Dubb video?
Absolutely. You would just put the link to your Dubb video right here in the forward URL.
As a URL. Okay. Yep. So I don't select from a Dubb video.
No, yeah. You just, because it can be any URL. It doesn't have to be a video. So yeah, you, in this case, put your Dubb link. Yep.
Then maybe I'm missing, but is there a brand level that we can set all of these buttons, colors, and everything? Because I feel like I'm always having to go to my brand guide and grab all of these things. I'm like, I just want them to be the same for all of mine. Does Dubb allow us to say, this is my brand every time I'm creating something new? Here's my button color, my text color, all of that.
For presets, there's a clone option that's exactly what
I do that.
Yeah, but for forms, unfortunately, they have so many different applications. They don't have the same default settings. I like where you're going though, but yes, and unfortunately, you'd have to select those guys one time.
That's totally fine.
And you could clone it after that. But
okay, I've been doing that. I just didn't know if I was missing somewhere.
No, I love what you're saying though.
Dubb account, there's this is what I want my presets to be, as opposed to your Dubb presets.
Right. No, I do think that's very valuable. I don't know, Ina, if you're here, is Ina here today? No, I think she's busy. Let me take a note. I think we're going to talk about that, because I agree. It's a great UX. It's what you just type in your stuff one time. You don't have to keep retyping these hex codes or whatever. Yeah. So templatize colors.
Kind of like I use Canva for all my stuff. And so I can go and pick my brand and then just say,
I love that. Right. And then Canva's got a great UX team and stuff. So they've got some pretty good ideas. So I like that a lot. And guys, if you're new to these coachings or been here, that's how we build our platform. So we really appreciate that, Stacy. We listen to our users and like, this makes total sense. Sometimes like, hey, are you going to build the Zoom? We're like, no, sorry, we're not going to rebuild Zoom.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
But okay. Anyway, let me come back here. You can jump back in.
Thank you for taking those questions.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not good without those answered. So, okay. Step 1 was create the question. Step 2, create the form. Step 3, you're going to create a button that's connected to that form. So let me just start from a call to action, new button. This is my coaching feedback. Don't mind the spelling form. The type is form. And in this case, it's an internal form. So all I have to do is select it. There are different options. You can have a form pop up as a modal, like we did on the Dubb coaching page. This one is a modal. That's what this means. So it's either embedded on the page or it pops up as a modal like that. Just be aware that's what those different options are. The modal is. The gate means they have to fill out the form before they watch a video. Not what you want to do in this case, but it's there for you guys in case you need to capture a lead before they watch your video. Last piece is button text. So fill out the form, complete the form, whatever. And then this is actually going to be the call to action, just like this one, that goes on your video page. It's going to say give feedback, just like ours here. So when they click it, it'll pop up with the form, with the questions, and they can submit their feedback there. So that is how you would create the actual form that's going to go on your template. Now, from there, I would create a preset, and this is going to be called your coaching feedback / reschedule, right? Whatever, the preset. On here, you're going to have your buttons, which are the form that we just created, right? Your coaching feedback form, your register for the next session form, right? Whatever buttons are super relevant for this particular use case. If there's any videos, etc., save that as a new template, new preset, and that's your coaching reschedule feedback form. Now, with the preset created, you mentioned you want to be able to send these really quick one-off videos that has all that stuff connected to it, right? You also mentioned your contacts. So you mentioned they're not quite complete. So that's going to be the next step. I don't know. I lost 3, 4, 5, wherever we are. Step number 4 or 5, it's something. We're going to import your list with a tag. So that way, everybody in the list has one tag. If you have different groups of people, you would just re-import them with a tag, and that's going to put them into a new subset of people. If they already exist in the CRM, no worries. It's just going to update their contact with a new tag. It's not going to make duplicates or anything like that. So if you need to create a small group of people, that's the fastest way to do it, is to just re-import the group. Now, if it is, if they're just right here, there you can even do like this, right? I can bulk select add tags here, or I can, individually select like this and then add tags if it's just a few people. But adding the tags to that group of people is how we're going to now send this blast out to them at one time. So any questions on that?
Nope, I'm good there. And I've been able to pull up the group by the tags, but then I get confused on how to convert them next.
One more piece. Okay. So we have the all the steps previously done. Now you just recorded your video, right? Your one-off video that says, hey, sorry, we had to reschedule, or give me your feedback, whatever the video itself is. Then you would apply that preset, the coaching feedback preset we just created. And now that video is going to have the right buttons, the form, everything we made there with just that one click. And the last thing I'm going to do is connect my emails and stuff to Dubb. This is also in the coaching. We're going to have some direct email stuff here, one-to-one email, and I'm having the bulk email coming through here, I think today. It's just the thumbnails. All the videos are done. I just want the thumbnails to look good. So those are going to be here, I think, later today. And this covers bulk emailing, which is basically talking, Stacy, I'm not sure if you've done this piece yet, but you need to connect your email provider to Dubb. So your config, put in a physical address so your can spam compliant. Then you're going to connect your Gmail, your Outlook, whatever email you have, connect that here to Dubb. Now, when you go to that video, you want to send one off to a group of people. Then you just go to the video, share, email. Now I can choose the email that I wanted to send from. There's my Gmail. I can either just add one email at a time here. This is not what I recommend. This is like a slower, not recommended method. I can add, that's not an email. I can add one email here at a time. Or I can just choose the list like we just showed in the previous step. So now it's going to add all those contacts into this email. And now I can come personalize this, customize it, change the subject, make sure the body's good. By the way, guys, there's really good training on here in one-to-one email talking about subjects and bodies and what those should look like. Now, in this case, it's kind of different. You're not trying to make sales. You're doing something else. So not as critical, but be aware.
So when you say list, that's actually the tag.
Everybody that had that tag is that list of people. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then I always recommend, now in this case, this is not such a big deal. It's not going to a million people, but if you're ever doing a bulk email, send a test to yourself first. Make sure you like how it looks. If you're doing a bulk email, and in this case, if you're only sending it to, 5 or 10 or 100 people that this is going to, you can click down here to send now. So that would be the best way to put your guys into a group and then immediately be able to send these videos off. Now, of course, all 90% of what I just showed you is only done one time, right? The form, the preset, the call to action, all that's just one time. And then moving forward, all you need to do is record your little video, attach your preset, and then go to share to the group. So it's only those last 3 steps that would be the repeatable part. Okay.
Perfect. That is exactly what I needed. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Yes. Thank you. Excellent.
Yeah,
Thank you,
that was
Stacey.
that was a great
Good,
question,
good.
Stacey. Yeah, that was really good. One of the things that I really encourage people to start doing as much as possible is to use Dubb as a mass email sender. We have spent a lot of time configuring this, optimizing this, iterating this, improving this. One-click connection to your Gmail, one-click connection to your Outlook. If you're doing anything more than, Darius, you can give the specific numbers, probably more than hundreds. If you're doing the thousands, then we recommend using a SendGrid, which is like a larger application to send bulk emails. But just think of the power when you are now sending one to many. So it's one email message, text only is okay. Or if you want to do what we preach, which is to include a video in your email, now you're sending mass email campaigns with video, which is, I can guarantee you 99.9% of your competitors are not doing that. And I've personally helped people do that dozens, if not hundreds of times by now. And the results are amazing. One of the things I always recommend doing is just to clean out your list. We actually have a training. Darius did a really good training on email deliverability and optimization. And go through that training before you send bulk emails.
Yes.
Because otherwise you're going to mess up your domain reputation, get a bunch of spam marks and unsubscribes. So there's a proper way to do this. And we have a short video on how to do that. But let's scale. And one-to-many email campaigns is a great way to do that. And all the tech is right at your fingertips. One of my favorite bits that Darius always says is people don't respond to templated emails, with the logo and the graphics and the beautiful colors. Those are great as newsletters. Our favorite consumer brands, retail brands, they send us all the products that they want to sell us. And those are great. And we consume those and we clicked on them. And sometimes we buy things. But for the type of work that we're doing, where it's relationship based, I always recommend simple text emails with a video thumbnail with an animated GIF. It works the best. And always ask for people to respond to you. Please reply to this email. Let me know what you think, because by getting a reply, 2 things happen. Number one is you make a connection, you potentially get a conversion, but also you get a response. And the email gods, they love that, because that means that real human beings are responding to your emails. So I encourage you guys to go through that training. We will talk more about it. If anyone is interested in getting support on that, fill out the open mic form and we'll help you next week or anytime that you like.
Absolutely. I just realized that email deliverability video was not on that showcase for some reason.
Thumbnails we will get it in there.
I just popped it in there. Yeah, guys, this one's super important. If you
so important,
any kind of mass marketing, bulk email marketing, automation with emails, you need to check out that video first. Let me refresh really quick. I just put it in there. Right here. Email deliverability guidelines. It's going to give you guys some really good things to prevent yourself from having less than the results that you want. So definitely check that one out first. Yeah, right. Brian, I cover a lot of cool stuff there. If you have a brand new domain, you want to do 2 things with that guy. You want to make sure the records are set up, and you want to hook it up to a warmer as quickly as possible. That way you can get it ramped up and taken care of. So, okay, let me see. I think I had one more submission, one more open mic, and then I'm going to run through everything else that's left. Okay, that one's Bill. He's not here right now. Wait, Bill's not here, right? Let me see. Bill, we'll catch you next time, buddy. I'll save your answers for then. Emmett, you're with us, right? I got your feedback there. And so Emmett, I really appreciate
I'm here, bro.
Got you, man. I appreciate the feedback. We are trying our best here, man. We want you guys to succeed, and we want to do everything we can to help you do that. So
Yeah, sometimes it's like I think we all get too. If it's a project that's really big for you guys,
Yeah.
we know what it takes for you to deliver to us like you do. So
Right.
if it's a big workaround, sometimes we can come up with a suggestion and
Yeah.
it's not that critical to us.
Hmm.
It'd be a nice to have, and
Right.
we want to make sure you guys are profitable and doing what you need to do on your end. I think everybody on the call is really, it's a two-way street. We really appreciate you guys.
We same. I tell you guys this all the time. That's what keeps us motivated, right? That's how we're providing for our families and living our lives, and so we're 100% invested here. Okay, and Emmett, I agree that the universal branding thing. It's like, hey, there's a couple things that we want your help with here to take a look at what other really cool popular systems are doing and take a page out of their book, right? They're a billion-dollar company. They're doing something right. So absolutely, it's a powerful feature. And I got your submission as well. And no worries. Go enjoy your vacation, my friend. We got all these recording for you. They'll be in the coaching sessions on the channel. And then when you're ready to come back and submit an open mic, we're here for you.
Awesome. Thanks, Darius.
Caribbean, man, 2 weeks out of pocket.
I
That's
know.
not good, but
I know.
It's like such a good and bad. I'm like, oh my God, it sounds like a dream. Sounds like a nightmare because then I get so much work I got to catch up on.
Where are you
I
going,
looked at my
Gary?
wife of 30 years and said, I might have to do some work while I'm there.
Right,
said,
right.
Get a second cabin and sleep on the couch. And
She's
I
like,
went,
you're
okay,
going there. Yeah, you're
I
not
got
sitting
it,
out.
honey. I got it.
Where are you going exactly in the Caribbean?
Aruba, Carousel, Bonaire, chartered a small boat with a chef. And, it's like twice a year, I make sure that the last 30 years is going to be just as exciting as the next 10. I'm a lucky guy. I met the woman of my dreams, and we've been helping others together with our various things and we take time out, and I always surprise her with something 4 weeks a year. It's a really successful action.
I'm gonna use you as my coach, Emmett. I'm gonna take some coaching from you. wife coaching.
Yeah, it was interesting, real quick, and I'll let you guys go. It's like I was watching Gary Brecka was doing something, and I'm into longevity because I'm not young anymore.
Right.
And he was saying he was talking to these CEOs and everything, and he says, what's your term? Oh, it's about this. What is your cost per acquisition of customers? It's about this. And what is the most important thing to you, your health or your business? Well, my health by far. Good. What's your L1C ratio?
No idea.
No idea. It's like, so I kind of, it stunned me. I went, shit, I don't know that, anyway.
Right.
So it was like the important things in life aren't things, but we tend to forget it. So I'm lucky. I've been able to make sure I remember that and express that to the people in my life. Well, like you guys, we really appreciate you. Everybody on the line up here, I can tell you, I'm speaking for all of us. You just don't get this kind of support. And that support doesn't come from people that are just interested in making a buck.
Right.
It really comes through your true intentions. We really appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Emmett. Man, I appreciate that truly to my heart. You're saying it for me. I always feel that, and like I hope it comes through. So I'm good to see that.
Yeah, it's something you can't disguise. Actually,
Right. Yeah.
It's like people
Yeah.
don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
That's it. Emmett, thank you, my friend. Really appreciate that feedback, and you enjoy your vacation and safe travels. Good. Well, okay, guys, I think that was it for the open mics. All the submissions there are taken care of. We're coming up to the hour. We will stick around for another 5 minutes or something. Let's see if I'm just going to turn everybody's mic on here. If anyone's left, anyone have a final question? I think Ray had a question. Where's the link? I think we popped it in there. But yeah, what do we got?
Real quick, what's the best email warmer?
Best email. Okay, excellent.
I don't even know what that
question.
means, really.
No, I got you. And good question. I'm glad we typed that into the in here. First, I'm going to show you guys the one we actually use two, and I'm going to show you guys both of my recommendations. I do cover this in the email deliverability guide as well, but I'm happy to talk about it here. So, but I do want you to go watch the trainings. I want you to skip the trainings. But anyway,
for sure.
I recommend starting here on AppSumo because these deals, they come and they go. So I'm going to type in this email warm-up. AppSumo, guys, is an amazing platform. They sell deals, lifetime deals to software. So instead of paying monthly for something, you can pay one time forever. We've gotten a ton of deals from this platform. One of them that we got was for email warm-up. Now, I can't say for certain. We're going to have to click into these deals. Sometimes they have a product called Mail Warm or Email Warm-up, and we've bought in those products. I bought 3-5 codes of those things. and we use those for a lot of our regular solo individual emails. So this is where I recommend starting your search. You can quickly come down here and kind of see, do they offer unlimited warmups? I know there was one that they just did. This one doesn't look like it offered, actually does do unlimited email warmups. We can see quickly right here though, marketing automation. Okay, no, so I'm not seeing email warming. I don't know why it's the top result. I can't guarantee there is going to be one of these guys on here. I know that there was one a week ago, and I know it was the last day of that deal the last time I saw this. So I recommend, if you are an entrepreneur, small business owner, kind of a hustler type person looking for good deals and latest tech, I recommend getting on this newsletter thing. You'll see cool little products come out. You can come try it. And if you hate it, you don't love it, get your money back. No questions asked. They're really good about that. So you got like a couple weeks, I think, to get your money back, 60 days or something.
Gotcha.
I recommend starting.
What does the warmer do? Does it just automatically send out
yeah. Okay. So what an email warmer does is, if you have a brand new domain or even a domain that's suffered some reputation damage, like it got spam reports and stuff, what a warmer does is they take your domain and they take a bunch of other people's emails and they send emails. They use like AI or whatever of automation to send these emails back and forth to each other. And they open each other's emails and they respond to each other's emails. So it takes your brand new domain or your domain with damaged reputation, and it makes it now look like it's an amazing reputation sender. Every email gets opened, every email gets responded to. You look like you're an amazing email sender all of a sudden. And so that's why it can do both wonders for ramping up a brand new domain's reputation, as well as repairing a damaged domain's reputation. Because if you have some spam, or if you sent 1 million emails and you have 100 spam, you're at like a 0.01 spam, not great, right? And if you get it warmed up, it's going to go send another 1 million emails or another 1,000 emails. And all of a sudden your ratio is much better because your open click response ratio is much higher compared to the spam ratio. So that's really what a warmer does. There's a couple different variations of it. Some are using AI, some are using humans, some are using, now the ones that we found on AppSumo are not the highest quality ones, right? We have opted for this guy for one of our most important senders. This one is not, it's not cheap, right? This one's actually $100 a month for one of our main senders. But because the sender is so important to us, that's why we pay for this one. So this one is all of our automations, guys. You'll have seen any automated email coming from Dubb is through this one domain, support@dubb.email. It's our SendGrid account. And earlier this year, it was great. Or earlier last year, it was great. But all the changes happened. All this bad stuff happened in February to affect email deliverability. And all of a sudden, the reputation on this thing was like 50 out of 100. It was not good. And the cheap warmers weren't warming it up because the volume is so much, right? These are sending thousands of emails a day. So we hooked it up to this warm up inbox. I'm a big fan of their stuff. It's not as cheap. It's not cheap like the AppSumo stuff. It's more expensive. This one's $100 a month because it's high volume. Your regular emails, like a regular Gmail or regular Outlook, I think those ones are $15 to $20 a month. And so if you're not doing thousands of, daily volume, monthly volume, you don't need the $100 plan. The $20 would suffice. These guys are great for the paid service, but I always recommend finding better deals. Check AppSumo first. And this guy's a safe backup. Excellent tool. I use them. Their service has been amazing. Their intercom team was great too in setting stuff up. So I only recommend tools that I know that I personally vetted and worked and used and had great experience with. And Warm Up Inbox is one of those. The AppSumo stuff, guys, you kind of get what you pay for, right? You're not going to have the same. Usually you won't have this same stellar level of experience and technology you get when you're paying a premium of something else. But does it work? Can it do what you need it to? Absolutely. So there's some email list cleaning guys on there. Watch the guide on email deliverability. If you're doing email deliverability, if you're concerned about that, if you're in that world, watch the training on it, and it covers all this stuff. It tells you to clean your list, get your records straight, warm them up. It's all covered there. So familiarize yourself with that stuff. Okay. Brian, how you feeling?
Awesome. Good stuff, man. Appreciate it.
Good. Marty, you mentioned Instantly there, though. I've seen Instantly. I think the only thing with Instantly, though, is they're trying to get you to use their own email servers, right? Like they're trying to get you to use their emails instead of like your connected emails. Marty, have you been using them?
Yeah, we for the last couple of years, we have a huge 50 plus.
Oh, you have a bunch of Gmails, a bunch of workspaces. That's right.
We just use the workspace emails, but yeah, you can connect. But as I mentioned to you on one of our separate calls, we'll keep using that for warming because we're so used to using it. The technology curve over, but we want to get using Dubb for the video portion, and then we'll eventually connect all of our Google Workspace
emails into
emails
there.
over
Yeah. No,
into
but
Dubb.
that's great to know about Instantly. I know Instantly is really good for cold email deliverability, right? That's what Instantly.ai is. It's a cold email platform, but they do offer some warm up. I remember the last time I took a look at them, though, it seemed like they're offering their own internal emails, but according to Marty here, we can also connect your many different workspaces as well. Also covered in the email deliverability guide. But if this workspace conversation sounds confusing, don't worry. It's like the world of cold email and increasing volume there. It's a rabbit hole a little bit of. So if you can avoid that and do your opt-in marketing, then more power to you. If you're using cold email though to scale your business, you need to make sure your training is very sharp because things are changing very rapidly, guys, in the world of email. Email has been the same for whatever many years. Not so much in the past few years, and not so much in the times coming forward. Changes are happening rapidly. Even as these things spin up, like Instantly, I follow a few email deliverability experts and guides and sort of coaches and consultants. I've paid for some of their services in the past. And one of the things is Instantly and a lot of these others, they're all part of what's called a shared IP address, right? They have all of the emails connected into these shared services. And if one bad actor does too much volume on one of these shared IPs, every single email in that server is going to be negatively affected. So sequencing tools, it's kind of like a race to the end because of this. Like we're using shared servers and the reputation, like they're not doing the warm up to get the domains solid while there's such a, the reputation. Because, okay, here's what one spam outweighs 100 positive responses, right? So if we're using these shared servers and they get a lot of spam that day, that is going to affect the shared server for everybody on Instantly or on these cold email platforms when we're using the shared infrastructure. So just be aware of that. I recommend monitoring your deliverability as closely as possible. Warm up inbox, some other things, they do that for you. You can also manually monitor it, right? You go look at your open rates and things like that. It's a little bit more tedious, but do make sure you're monitoring your deliverability long-term. Marty, for you guys as well, you probably have some snapshots, right? Of like what it looks like 2024 January compared to 2024 June, probably had some drop off. And then, overall there's a longer term health, and it's usually trending downward unless we're making changes.
Yeah. Just as a secondary thing to that. Like there, I mean, the bottom, you already know this, but maybe other people listening is that the big aha for me is that so we always just we follow the best practices of some of the quote current email gurus out there. Maybe just use one domain.com and only have two email addresses, separate email addresses from a domain.com. We always just use Google Workspace, separate Google Workspace accounts. So it gets expensive the more you scale, but that part's irrelevant because there's a difference of deliverability of, say, the typical 12-15% upwards. Our biggest sub campaign had a 72% open rate, and the reply rates were off the chart. So that's the difference of staying very safe and best practices. Having the we have it set where an email will be sent out every 9 minutes plus a 2-minute interval, so it'll be very natural. It'll be very so I've invested too much time in my life but however, it's came back big time in revenue and sales. So
that's it, guys. Cold email is still one of the most effective channels. It's just becoming harder and harder to do every day, right? Like every month or whatever. Every so often there's new regulation, there's new implementation of like these technical records and the spam filters, and they're adding new sub filters in our inboxes. They're just trying to get in the way. And it's because they're pushing against the bad actors, right? That's the biggest complaint of everyone in emails. Like, I get so much junk mail. I get so much junk. And so this is the email service providers trying to answer that question by making it harder to do. I guess it's kind of good news, is because the harder it gets, the less people are going to be doing it right. And that means the people that are learning and mastering the skill, there's going to be fewer of those and less competition of people actually doing the cold email correctly. So yeah, definitely worth the investment there. Good. And specifically, he was talking about when you get a workspace, you need two different domains, because if you only buy one workspace, one Google Workspace, one email, you get marked as spam. You have no way of unblocking that. You need two, because you need the admin account, and then you need the sub account to go send the emails. And if it gets blocked from spam and volume or whatever, then the admin can come unblock it. It's like, I don't know. I have my own opinion on what Google's doing sometimes. It's like the mob or something. They're like, oh, you need to but if you want to send more emails, you need 2 emails for each workspace, and it just gets kind of out of hand with some of this stuff. But it is what it is, right? We can't do anything about it except for learn, be aware of the limitations and stuff, and take advantage of what we can. All right, Marty, thanks for that last note there. Guys, we appreciate you. We're going to call it an end for this session. Please familiarize yourselves with the training, with the coaching. I'd love to have more open mic sessions. Bring us your issues, your hurdles. You'll get the same support and dedication that we gave today. And again, we just launching this thing too. So it's not perfect yet. We're going to keep reiterating. We're going to listen to your guys' feedback and continue to improve. So I encourage you to give us as much feedback as you can. We would appreciate it greatly.
I was also going to end with this: is if anyone would like some support on sending a bulk email campaign in the future, please submit the open mic. The things that you need to have prepared is your contact list in a CSV file. You need to have your message, a subject line, a body, maybe a video pre-recorded. And we can actually guide you and we can help you to sort of configure a couple of things so you can get that out the door. Email list validation is a part of this, and email warm-up is a part of this. And it's amazing when people start to send their first bulk email and they realize I can now speak one-to-many instead of one-to-one, and I'm actually getting responses, and people actually feel and see the personalization in this, where they don't think that it's a bulk email. And with video, there's all sorts of ways that you can add, ways to increase your lift and click-through rate, and even personalization with some header text and using the whiteboard feature. We'll explain all that. If someone has the courage to submit that open mic to have us help you with an email campaign, can't wait to do that.
And I have one ask for that is just watch this quick video on the email deliverability, because it's going to show you some really important things. If you're sending from a custom domain, there's a couple records you need to set up. There's videos explaining that. But if you say, I was trying to do the record thing, but I just got stuck, it's too technical, come in. We can support with that as well. I'll probably even give you something ahead of time so that we're taken care of by the time we meet here. But that's all I ask, guys. Try to submit those open mics more ahead of time, the better. That gives us more time to be prepared. And I could probably even shoot an answer to you immediately if you need support. And then we'll even just use the spot for the training purpose. So let us know how we can help you guys. We truly appreciate you.
Quick reminder, join the partner program if you haven't done so already. Just a one-click application, and then you add your PayPal details. You just click this Apply Now button, and then that's going to give you your affiliate link, which is right there. We call that the partner link. And you're going to notice that on the top, and you're also going to notice that here on the right side, and you're also going to notice that here on your dashboard. You will see that once you have applied. 30% recurring commission. We always ask, tell 3 or 4 people about Dubb. That's all we ask. Getting referrals is the best form of a compliment to us. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being the best part about Dubb. Your success is our success, and I'm really pumped for you guys to go and get more success so that we can all go to the Caribbean and have a nice little holiday, or maybe even a retirement there, like Emmett. So thank you guys for joining.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Happy Thursday, and I'll see you next Tuesday, hopefully. All right.
Tell a friend. Bye. See you guys.
Thanks, guys. See you later.